Hi, it's me, Creative Katie Karen Burchill. Welcome to my channel, Mixed Media Creations. Follow me on all my social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WordPress, and Pinterest. Search for Creative Katie, you'll find me. If you wish to support my channel, you can shop through my Amazon influencer links or make a direct donation through my PayPal link. Both can be found in the description box below. Thanks so much for your support. Another way you can support me is subscribe to my channel. Select the option by clicking on the bell to be notified as soon as I upload new videos. Today we have a quote journal tutorial. Please check out the Quickfire Quote Journal playlist and you'll figure out how to set up your own. I'm having so much fun, I'd love you to join me. So what we're looking at here is the last page in my Quickfire journal. It's the one on the right. And this month's theme is perseverance. Now, the whole purpose of the Quickfire Journal is to do little bits of preparation ahead of time so that when you want to journal, you can simply pull together the bits and you have kind of jumping off points. And it makes it easier to finish a journal page in a limited time. So please check out those by clicking on the eye in the top right hand corner. So I have my possibility pack, and I'll put a link to the video where I create that and where I extend its use. And I do several sessions with the possibility pack, and that just gets me to the point where I can art journal faster when I'm sitting down in my studio. So one of the things that I noticed and I'm looking for here is I had a turtle, a magazine cut out from a turtle, and I had put it on this brown page. And I knew that at some point I would be doing a theme on perseverance. And I knew for me, the turtle, the whole tortoise and the hare kind of thing. And I knew I had a sentiment that would go with this. So there you see, I have a couple of bits. I even had what I thought was going to be the background, but before I commit to using that brown background, I just want to audition the sea turtle on various colors of backgrounds. And by audition, all I mean is you just taking the turtle and placing it on the various colored backgrounds that you have. Now, all my backgrounds are in different stages. Some have texture paste, some have stamping, some are just base color. And I'm finding I'm liking the ones that do have some stamped images and things on it. It just one step closer to being finished. But I have a variety, and depending on my mood, I may decide to do that. Here I had used the wave stencil. I was cleaning off leftover paint, and I'm pulling this one out because I'm thinking, okay, we have the brown page and we have this one. So I'm just checking for the possibilities of how I can make this work. I'm not spending a whole lot of time. I'm going fairly quickly. This video is sped up to double the time. But you just kind of want your first instinct. And the more you do that, the more you're going to develop that skill. Try at this stage not to overthink it. And usually what I like for a background somehow is matching something in the focal image. So I've got the sea turtle, I've got that little bit of yellow in it, the little bit of brown, there's green in it. And that's why I've picked these two backgrounds, because they seem to work. And I have my quote. So the next thing that I'm going to audition is, okay, what is the orientation of this quote journal? Am I going to put the quote here? Am I going to put it here? Am I going to cut up the quote? And I'm just, again, exploring the possibilities. In the end, you just have to commit to one way of doing it and go from there. So I've decided to go with my original plan, which is the brown background with a little bit of green. And now I'm just, before I do anything to the background, because I want to add a little bit more green, or that's my thought process right now, I just want to know where I'm going to be putting the sentiment. Am I putting it as a whole block, or am I going to cut it apart into almost separate words? Because depending on what I do there might affect the decisions I have about placing more color on this page. So I start by cutting off a little bit so I have some at the top and the bottom. And you want your eye to travel down through the page, and that's why often I'll put part of the quote on the bottom so that you read and you go down. Now this font is fairly small. I find that I don't, unless it's a very short quote, I don't want each word cut out. So there's going to be little blocks. This font is also one where it's all the same height, and I like fonts like that. Just a quick reminder that the sentiments from the first theme, Change, and this month's theme, Perseverance, are now available as PDF digital downloads. Email me at creativekatie@gmail.com and I can send you the price list for those. And then all you have to do is print them off on whatever paper that you like, and then you can use them in your quote journal, in your regular journal, however you see fit. Now I'm liking the swirl pattern on there. So I grab another swirl and I'm thinking I want to add some green. I want to brighten up this brown background. It's so not my normal, which is why I did some gel prints with the brown, because I want to experiment. I want to push myself out of my usual. So I'm just applying green acrylic paint onto the stamp with a makeup sponge. Didn't get enough of it. I think I end up just stamping it into the wet acrylic on the side. Now, as I'm putting this right here, I'm thinking, oh, yuck, what have I done? And I'm thinking, oh, I do not like this. So you have moments like that. We all do. I just take the palette knife here and grab a gessoed page, and I'm just scraping the excess paint onto here. This is the beginnings of another art journal page. When you use your stamps with acrylic paint, you need to spray them with your Murphy's oil soap mixture and clean them. It's not a perfect job, but I get most of it off. So as I put the sea turtle there, I was always concerned that that fin was cut off, but when I put it and it kind of went off the page, solved the problem. I'm thinking I'm going to add some metallic, so I grabbed this cobalt teal metallic paint. It's Artist Loft brand. I love this color. And this is a Tim Holtz stamp. You get 4 of these this size of texture stamps, and I'm absolutely loving them. I'll be saving my money and buying the other set. There's 2 sets, Mixed Media and Mixed Media 2, and they just work perfect for how I art journal. So I added that, and then I have my sentiments on there. I'm liking how it all works together. We've got kind of bubbles and colors, and I'm not disliking it so much anymore. So here you had the beginnings of a background and you've added to it, but it's quicker. Now I'm using gel medium matte finish to adhere the sea turtle and the sentiments onto the page. And I like how the matte medium takes away the shine from the magazine paper. And this sentiment says, some quit due to slow progress, never realizing that slow progress is progress. And I remember thinking right now, while I kind of saved the background from my first misstep, or what I thought was a misstep, I wasn't loving this, but I do end up loving it. So don't give up. And this is a perfect quote, um, even with our art journaling. We all start somewhere, and the only way we're going to improve is by practicing, getting out and doing. And doing the quote journal is a great vehicle for that practice. You're doing it on recycled paper, reclaimed art journal, altered book. There's nothing too terribly precious here. You're experimenting and you're learning. And over time, you're going to notice a progression of your skills. So I grabbed my Stabilo All pencil, which I love, and I'm just outlining this turtle. And the reason for this is I want the turtle to pop a little more from the background. They're very much the same tones. So I know if I shade in some way, that is the turtle will come forward and the background will push back. So with the Stabilo All pencil, I've outlined it, and then I'm just activating it with a round brush with water on it. And I'm just kind of teasing it out. I want it to kind of bleed onto the page. And hopefully you can see as I'm doing this, how that sea turtle really is coming out from the page. So when in doubt, this is a great thing to do. Know ahead of time that you will be shading these elements, and that will make a difference, especially when you're working on with a focal point that is close to the colors in the background, if you're not going for the big contrast. You know that with a darker color or a lighter color, highlights or shades, you can make that pop. And I also typically always frame my pages, my canvases with that darker color. And here I'm just using the Stabilo All pencil. This video I've sped up double time. I've kept all the other quote journal ones real time, but I'm thinking there's a lot of downtime in the videos, and give me your thoughts. Do you like them kept in real time, or is speeding it up to this point and me doing a voiceover perfectly acceptable? Love to hear your opinion. So if I go around the sentiments with the Stabilo All pencil, there's not a whole lot of white around the sentiment, and I was afraid that I would get too muddied. So I grabbed my fine line bottle, a necessary staple. I have thinned paint in here. And I don't mix up the complete bottle. I just mix up a little bit. And you know you have the right consistency. I don't have direct measurements, but you know you have the right consistency if it comes out of the bottle fairly easy. I'm not pushing hard on the bottle. So it's kind of at this stage that that little extra black just gave me that contrast I needed on this page. A lot of times, taking a page, a great page, and turning it into a wow page are the little details, the shading, the lining, the little things, the splatter at the end. And I decided to border it as well. I will put a link to the products that I've used in this creation of this page, the stamps, the fine line bottle, the Stabilo All Pencil, in case you're looking for them. A couple places I just want a little bit more shading, so I'm just going back in, and you can do that. Now remember, the Stabilo All Pencil is not permanent, so if I put water on top of that, it will reactivate it. And that will happen forever. There's no amount of time that's going to turn that into a permanent color. So if this got wet, it would smear. But for most of my art journal pages, I don't put a layer of varnish on, so I'm not concerned about that. So I've got some pictures of the close-ups coming, and there will be some end cards, some recommended videos for you to watch that are in some way, shape, or form related to this video. I encourage you to start a quote journal, to join me in a quick fire art journal if you're not into quotes. I'm placing this one here because the colors seem to match, and I like that cohesiveness. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell YouTube that you like what you see, and then they're more likely to play my videos for me. Just another way you can support me. Happy creating. Bye.